Morning, sunshine. Okay, so what do you do when life is feeling like it's pretty full? Like the schedule feels wall to wall, or the things you're juggling with feel weighty or heavy. One thing I want to talk about today is just this idea of creating margins. And I'm thinking about like when we were taught to write essays or papers in school, and I did that at a time before computers, or those were just showing up, where we were like learning how to write on paper. And one of the first lessons they taught us was how to leave margins and about the guides and those kind of lines on the lined paper and what they meant. How you could leave a margin on the left and you could leave a margin on the top. And sometimes you would also leave one on the right. And there's a reason for that spaciousness, right? Like when we're reading and we notice a book that has like a lot of white space, it's like space and for our eyes to rest. There's space for the words to breathe. If someone's reading our paper or we're reading it back to ourselves, it's also a space to reflect or take notes, to add something. And so I think about this idea of margins with our time a lot. And I think I don't do well when there's no margin between things. And sometimes I catch myself filling every minute wall to wall, or thinking like, oh, there's 20 minutes between the last thing and the next thing, like what could I do? And filling that too. And when things are feeling like that, I need to remember that the margin is important. And instead of filling it with another task, I'm slipping, it's helpful to breathe or walk around the block or have a beverage or a conversation. Just have a sense of breathing and the way that the words need to breathe on the page. So our life and the events of the day sometimes need space to breathe. Sometimes that means leaving them in a way that feels spacious and empty, like sitting on the porch with no real agenda. And sometimes that means having this space to like reflect or to take notes or to listen, to replay something and see if there's something we missed. But in the times when there's small margins in our days, or when it's most important to really have them and to remember how they sustain us. So it might be, 20 extra minutes in the morning that you wake up before the rest of the house needs to be roused, that you spend just like laying in bed, awake, but enjoying that sensation of like just time to breathe before it's time to like leap up and get to work. It could just really be that simple. It could be as simple as turning off the news and spending the time on your commute home listening to music that feels good or in quiet. I don't know. But it's something to think about today as you move through, is how to create margins and to be reminded that they're important in case you're forgetting. Take care, more soon.